Welcome to my channel Super Rare Coins. Today is best top 3 coins. Please don't skip this video. So let's get it started. The United States of America 1 dime coin of 1967 is a significant piece in the history of U.S. coinage, not only because it represents a widely circulated denomination but also due to its context in the timeline of American numismatics. The dime, valued at 10 cents, is part of the decimal currency system established in the United States since 1792. The 1967 dime belongs to the series known as the Roosevelt dime, which was introduced in 1946 to honor the 32nd President of the United States, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, in recognition of his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II, and his pivotal role in establishing the March of Dimes, an organization that fought against polio. The 1967 dime holds no mint mark, as this was a period in U.S. history when mint marks were temporarily omitted, 1965-1967, to discourage coin hoarding caused by rising silver prices and changes in coinage composition. The obverse, front side, of the 1967 dime features a left-facing portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt designed by John R. Cynic, whose initials, J.S., appear on the truncation of the bust. Surrounding the portrait are the inscriptions, the word "Liberty" on the left side, "In God We Trust" in smaller letters beneath the chin, and the date, 1967, positioned to the right side of the coin. The detailed engraving of Roosevelt's facial features, hair texture, and neck is a testament to mid-20th century U.S. minting techniques that aimed to capture realism and honor national figures. The reverse, backside, of the 1967 dime carries a symbolic design also by John R. Cynic. At the center, a torch is depicted representing liberty, flanked by an olive branch on the left symbolizing peace, and an oak branch on the right symbolizing strength and independence. Surrounding these symbols are the United States of America along the upper rim, and the denomination 1 dime. At the bottom, the national motto, E pluribus unum, meaning, out of many, one, is inscribed horizontally across the torch's lower section, representing unity among the states and terms of metal composition. The 1967 dime is notable for being a clad coin rather than a silver one. Before 1965, dimes were composed of 90% silver and 10% copper, but due to the rising cost of silver, the U.S. Mint transitioned to a clad composition starting in 1965. The 1967 dime consists of an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core, giving it a total weight of 2.27 grams, a diameter of 17.91 millimeters, and a reeded edge with 118 ridges. This clad composition not only reduced the cost of minting but also made the coins more durable for circulation. The absence of a mint mark on the 1967 dime was a deliberate decision. From 1965 to 1967, the U.S. Mint suspended the use of mint marks as part of a broader effort to discourage coin hoarding during the coin shortage of the mid-1960s. As a result, all 1967 dimes were struck at various mints, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, but none bear distinguishing marks. Approximately 2.24 billion dimes were minted in 1967, making this a high mintage year, which means these coins are relatively common in circulation and among collectors today. Regarding its historical and collectible value, the 1967 dime generally holds only its face value of 10 cents in circulated condition due to its vast mintage and lack of silver content. However, uncirculated specimens, especially those in high-grade mint state (MS) conditions such as MS-66 or MS-67, can be worth slightly more to collectors, typically ranging from $1 to $10 depending on the grade and the market demand. Coins with exceptional luster, full torch details, full bands on the reverse torch, or those graded by third-party services like PCGS or NGC can fetch higher prices in auctions. The 1967 dime also coincided with the introduction of special mint sets, SMS, as the U.S. Mint did not produce regular proof sets from 1965 to 1967. Instead, collectors could obtain special mint sets that contained coins with a higher quality strike and finish than regular circulation strikes, but not as mirror-like as traditional proof coins. These SMS dimes from 1967, when in pristine condition, are more desirable than their circulation counterparts and can hold moderate collector premiums. From a design evolution perspective, the 1967 dime represents the continued legacy of the Roosevelt dime series, which has remained largely unchanged for over 7 decades. The only significant design alterations since 1967 have involved slight modifications to the relief and details to accommodate modern minting techniques and the occasional addition of commemorative mint marks and the realm of coin errors and varieties. Some rare misstrikes or planchet errors from 1967 have been documented, including off-center strikes, double dies, and clipped planchets. These errors can significantly increase the value of a 1967 dime, with some rare varieties fetching hundreds of dollars or more depending on the severity and visibility of the error. In summary, the 1967 United States one-dime coin is a common yet historically significant piece of American coinage. It reflects a transitional period in U.S. monetary history when silver coinage gave way to modern-clad coinage due to economic pressures. Its design honors a president deeply associated with American resilience and public health reforms, while its mass production ensured its role as a reliable unit of commerce in everyday transactions for most people. It remains a functional coin with minimal numismatic value. But for collectors, especially those interested in complete Roosevelt dime collections or special mint sets, it represents an essential year within the series. Next, the United States one-dime coin dated 1976D is a part of the Roosevelt dime series, which has been a cornerstone of American circulating coinage since its introduction in 1946. The dime, representing 10 cents or 1/10 of a United States dollar, has played an essential role in everyday commerce for decades. The 1976D dime holds particular historical context as it was minted during the period of the United States bicentennial celebrations, marking 200 years since the signing of the Declaration of Independence in 1776. However, unlike the quarter, half-dollar, and dollar coins of that year, the dime did not receive a special bicentennial design. Instead, it retained the familiar Roosevelt design, maintaining the continuity of the series through this historic time. The obverse, front side, of the 1976D dime bears the left-facing portrait of Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, who served from 1933 to 1945. Roosevelt is remembered for leading the country through the Great Depression and most of World War II, as well as for his association with the March of Dimes campaign to combat polio. The portrait, created by chief engraver John R. Sinek, is finely detailed, depicting Roosevelt's hair, facial structure and neck with precision characteristic of mid-20th century U.S. minting. Around the obverse are the word "Liberty" to the left of the bust, "In God We Trust" placed below the chin, the date, 1976, positioned to the right, and the designer's initials, J.S., just beneath the neckline. The reverse, backside, retains the classic Sinek design, a central torch symbolizing liberty, flanked by an olive branch on the left, representing peace, and an oak branch on the right representing strength and independence. Surrounding this composition is the United States of America along the upper rim, the national motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many one, in the center beneath the torch, and the denomination one dime at the bottom. This combination of elements represents the unity and enduring values of the nation during an era of commemoration and progress. The 1976D mint mark indicates that this particular dime was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the principal coin-producing facilities of the United States Mint. In 1976, three main mints, Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S, produced dimes. The Denver Mint was responsible for a substantial share of circulation coinage that year. The mintage for the 1976D dime was approximately 695,222,820 coins, making it a high mintage year, which contributes to its widespread availability even decades later. In terms of physical and metallic specifications, the 1976D dime follows the clad coinage standard that was introduced in 1965, after the United States transitioned away from using silver in its regular circulating dimes. The coin is composed of an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel, bonded to a pure copper core. This gives the dime its characteristic silvery appearance while being cost-effective and resistant to wear. The coin weighs 2.27 grams, measures 17.91 millimeters in diameter, and has a reeded edge with 118 ridges, a traditional anti-counterfeiting feature. From a numismatic and historical perspective, the 1976D dime does not contain silver, unless it is a rare special issue, which standard circulation coins are not, and is considered a common date within the Roosevelt dime series. Its face value is 10 cents, and in circulated condition, it generally does not carry significant premium above its denomination. However, uncirculated examples, especially those graded MS-65 and above, can hold modest collector value ranging between $1 and $5, while exceptional high-grade pieces graded MS-67 or MS-68 with full torch, FT designation indicating strong strike details on the torch bands may fetch higher premiums in numismatic markets, sometimes in the $50, $150 range or more depending on demand. An important aspect of the 1976 dime production year is that the United States Mint issued special collector sets, rather than standard proof sets for circulation strikes. Proof dimes from San Francisco Mint, 1976s, exist in both clad and 40% silver compositions, but the Denver issue was strictly for circulation and mint sets. Collectors often seek out the mint set coins because they exhibit better strikes and luster compared to regular pocket change examples. Regarding errors and varieties, the 1976 D dime has a few known but uncommon error types that may significantly increase its value if found. These include off-center strikes, double die obverse or reverses clipped planchets, and die breaks. Well-documented errors from this period can range from $50 to several $100s, depending on the rarity and visibility of the mistake and the broader historical context. The 1976 D Roosevelt dime represents stability amidst a year of great national celebration. While quarters, half dollars, and dollars bore the special dual date 1776-1976 bicentennial designs, the dime remained unchanged, symbolizing continuity and tradition in U.S. circulating currency. The decision to exclude the dime from the bicentennial redesign was primarily due to considerations of cost, public familiarity, and the mint's focus on higher denomination commemorative designs. For collectors, the 1976 D dime is typically regarded as a common coin, necessary to complete a date and mint mark Roosevelt dime set, but not one of the key rarities of the series. It is widely available in circulated condition, and its value largely depends on condition, strike quality, and the presence of any special characteristics such as full torch or error varieties. In modern market terms, especially in 2025, a standard circulated 1976 D dime is worth around 10 to 20 US cents depending on the local market for base coinage. Uncirculated and mint state specimens retain their modest premiums, and complete bicentennial era collections that include 1976 dimes can have added historical appeal. From a design evolution standpoint, the Roosevelt dime has seen minimal changes from 1946 through 1976 and beyond, apart from minor adjustments in die relief and minting technology. The portrait of Roosevelt has remained a staple of American coinage for over 7 decades, enduring through economic shifts, compositional changes, and periods of commemoration such as the bicentennial year. In conclusion, the 1976 D United States 1 dime coin is a high-mintage, non-silver, Roosevelt dime struck at the Denver Mint during a landmark year in U.S. history. While not rare, it serves as an enduring piece of mid-20th century coinage, connecting everyday commerce with the larger narrative of American tradition and the celebration of 200 years of independence. Next, the United States 1 dime coin dated 1977 D is part of the long-running Roosevelt dime series, which has been an essential element of American coinage since its introduction in 1946. The dime, valued at 10 cents, 1/10 of a US dollar, holds an important place in everyday commerce as well as in the hearts of collectors due to its historical continuity and symbolic design. The 1977 D dime specifically was minted at the Denver Mint as indicated by the D mint mark, and it represents one of the common yet historically significant issues of the post-silver era of American circulating coins. The obverse, front, of the 1977 D dime features a left-facing portrait of Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, 1933-1945, who guided the nation through the Great Depression and most of World War II. Roosevelt's image was chosen for the dime to honor his legacy, particularly his establishment of the March of Dimes, a campaign to combat polio, a disease from which he personally suffered. The portrait was designed by John R. Sinnock, the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint at the time of the coin's introduction. The details include Roosevelt's hair, facial contours, and neckline, reflecting the minting style of the mid-20th century. Surrounding the portrait are key inscriptions: Liberty, along the left edge, In God We Trust, beneath his chin, the date, 1977 to the right, and the designer's initials, J.S., positioned near the neckline. The D mint mark, identifying the Denver Mint, is also located to the left of the date. The reverse, back, side of the 1977 D dime retains the classic Roosevelt dime design introduced in 1946. At the center is a torch symbolizing liberty, flanked by an olive branch on the left, peace, and an oak branch on the right, strength and independence. Surrounding this motif are United States of America, at the top the Latin motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one, across the central section, and 1 dime, indicating the denomination along the bottom edge. The reverse design reflects the enduring ideals of freedom, unity, and resilience that have shaped the United States through decades of social, political, and economic change. The composition of the 1977 D dime follows the clad coinage standard implemented after 1965, when the United States discontinued using silver for regular circulating dimes due to rising silver prices. This coin is made of an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel, bonded to a pure copper core, creating a durable and cost-effective coinage metal. Its physical specifications are diameter 17.91 millimeters, weight 2.27 grams, and a reeded edge with 118 grooves, which has been a long-standing feature of dimes to prevent clipping or shaving of the edges for precious metal in earlier silver coinage days. Regarding mintage, the 1977 D dime had a high production run, with approximately 376,607,428 coins struck at the Denver Mint. This substantial mintage reflects the heavy demand for coinage in the late 1970s as the U.S. economy continued to evolve post-Vietnam War and during the inflationary period of that decade. The high mintage also means that the 1977 D dime is relatively common today, both in circulation and in collectors' inventories. In terms of numismatic value, circulated examples of the 1977 D dime generally carry only their face value of 10 cents due to the abundance of surviving coins. However, uncirculated specimens, especially those preserved in mint state, MS, grades of MS 65 and above can attract collector interest. Coins with MS 66 or MS 67 grades and the full torch FT designation, indicating strong strike quality with clear details on the torch bands on the reverse, may command premiums ranging from $10 to over $100, depending on the grade and the coin market's demand. The Denver Mint has historically produced large quantities of dimes for general circulation, and the 1977 issue is no exception. Dimes from this period were also included in U.S. mint sets, which often have sharper strikes and better luster than circulation strikes. No proof coins were produced at Denver. All proofs for 1977 were minted at the San Francisco Mint, S. From the perspective of collectors and errors, the 1977 D dime does not have major recognized varieties but can be found with a few notable minting errors. These include off-center strikes, double die errors, clipped planchets, and die cracks, all of which can significantly increase the coin's value depending on the rarity and visibility of the error. High-grade examples with striking anomalies are sought after by error coin collectors. Historically, the 1977 D dime represents a continuation of the modern U.S. coinage era in which clad coins became fully accepted by the public following the silver-to-clad transition in 1965. It reflects a time in American history characterized by economic challenges including inflation and energy crises, yet also a period when coinage remained stable in design and function. Unlike the bicentennial year of 1976, no special commemorative design was issued for dimes in 1977, further emphasizing continuity. From a global trade and historical circulation perspective, the 1977 D dime, like other U.S. dimes, found its way not only throughout the United States but also in small trade abroad, carried by travelers and merchants during an era of growing international interaction. Its clad composition ensured durability in circulation, and its relatively small size made it a convenient coin for everyday transactions such as parking meters, vending machines, and small retail purchases. In modern market terms, 2025. The coin generally holds a value of 10 to 20 US cents in average circulated condition. Only uncirculated or exceptional examples are of higher worth. In the context of international collectors, including those in countries like Pakistan, the coin's value is modest, but it can be of historical interest as part of a complete Roosevelt dime collection spanning from 1946 to the present day. In conclusion, the 1977 D United States 1 dime coin is a high mintage, copper nickel-clad circulation coin that carries forward the legacy of the Roosevelt dime series. It reflects the economic and historical continuity of late 20th century American coinage while serving as a functional piece of everyday commerce. Though not considered rare, it remains an essential component of numismatic history and an accessible collectible for both novice and seasoned coin enthusiasts. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe my channel for more videos.